He's gone. Just try again. Just keep on going. And also tune also. Just keep on going. That's for your information. I'll give you directly. I'll give you directly. Yeah? Just to write about WhatsApp.
Ma'am has already joined the meeting. We can see you now. I think you're doing it.
Ma'am is in Ashish Control. Ma'am is in Control. Give me the directly. You can see it. Is it not you? Okay, wait. Ma'am, please try again. Please try again. This is the true links, ma'am. Oh, you're looking. Yeah. You can get 90% to help you. Yeah, maybe it's a connectivity issue. Maybe it's a connectivity issue. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Wait till
सबसे पहले तो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस के इस मौके पर मैं अपनी ओर से विश्व की सभी महिलाओं को हार्दिक बधाई और शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ। उसके साथ ही मैं इस सदन के सभी लोगों के प्रति आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ कि इस विषय पर सदन चल गया और केवल चला नहीं, हमारे साथी पुरुष सांसदों ने केवल हमारी बात सुनी नहीं बल्कि हमारे स्वर में स्वर मिलाकर हमारा साथ दिया। और सभापति जी, इससे आपका मानसिक तनाव कम हुआ, इसलिए आपकी तरफ से भी मैं यहाँ बैठे अपने सभी साथी सांसदों के प्रति आभार प्रकट करती हूँ। सभापति जी, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस का दिन हमें एक ऐसा मौका देता है जब हमें महिलाओं द्वारा अर्जित की गई उपलब्धियों की सराहना करनी चाहिए और जो कमियां हैं उन्हें पूरा करने का संकल्प लेना चाहिए। जहां तक महिला आरक्षण बिल का सवाल है, मैं शुरू से इस बिल की समर्थक रही हूं और आज भी पुरजोर ढंग से समर्थक हूं। लेकिन आज मैं यहाँ खड़े होकर कुछ उन उपलब्धियों का भी बखान करना चाहूंगी जो आरक्षण के बिना भी महिलाओं ने प्राप्त की, क्योंकि विदेश मंत्री के नाते मुझे जब दूसरे देशों में जाने का मौका मिलता है तो जेंडर एम्पावरमेंट एक आम विषय है जिस पर चर्चा होती ही है। उस समय मैं माथा ऊंचा करके कहती हूँ कि भारत एक ऐसा देश है जहां महिला राष्ट्रपति बनी, जहां महिला प्रधानमंत्री बनी, जहां 2-2 महिलाएं स्पीकर बनी, जहां अनेक प्रदेशों की मुख्यमंत्री महिलाएं बनी, जहां अनेक राष्ट्रीय दलों की अध्यक्षाएं महिला बनी। उसी के साथ साथ मुझे वो उपलब्धियां भी याद आती हैं जहां महिलाओं ने एकाधिकार का क्षेत्र पुरुषों का तोड़ा है। एक समय था पुलिस, आर्मी, एयरफोर्स, कमर्शियल पायलट जिसकी बात करके कर रहे थे, ये सब पुरुषों के एकाधिकार के क्षेत्र थे। आज महिलाएं आर्मी में कॉम्बैट ड्यूटी कर रही हैं, एयरफोर्स के जहाज उड़ा रही हैं, अंतरिक्ष में जा रही हैं, कृत्रिम फुट से, आर्टिफिशियल पैर से एवरेस्ट को फतेह कर रही है। और अभी अभी इस 26 जनवरी को आपने देखा, जो बाइक्स के करतब होते थे वो पुरुषों का एकाधिकार था। लेकिन इस बार बीएसएफ की 161 जाबाज महिलाओं ने वो कर्तव्य राजपथ पर दिखा करके वो एकाधिकार भी तोड़ दिया। लेकिन मैं ये मानती हूँ कि एक तरफ ये उपलब्धियों का आंकड़ा हमारा माथा ऊंचा करता है, वहीं दूसरी ओर महिलाओं के साथ हो रहा अन्याय और उसमें से उपजी हुई उनकी पीड़ा हमारा माथा शर्म से नीचा भी करती है। इसलिए आज का ये दिन संकल्प लेने का दिन है कि इस अन्याय और पीड़ा को हम सहन नहीं करेंगे। और जब मैं हम कहती हूँ तो मैं मेन और वीमेन दोनों की बात करती हूँ। जब मैं हम कहती हूँ तो मैं पूरे समाज की बात करती हूँ। जब मैं हम कहती हूँ तो मैं केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकारों की बात करती हूँ। तो आज का दिन ये संकल्प लेने का दिन है कि केंद्र सरकार, सभी राज्य सरकारें, सभी सांसद, सभी विधायक और समाज का हर वर्ग जिस मानसिकता की बात मेरे भाई कर रहे थे, उस मानसिकता को तोड़ने में लगेंगे और महिलाओं के साथ जिस तरह का अन्याय हो रहा है और जिस तरह की पीड़ा हो रही है उसको हम कतई सहन नहीं करेंगे। ये एक मूवमेंट बनना चाहिए, ये एक आंदोलन बनना चाहिए। ये केवल एक सरकारी कार्यक्रम बनकर के नहीं रह जाना चाहिए। और उस जन आंदोलन की यदि भूमिका आज इस सदन से शुरू होती है तो मुझे लगता है कि ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस वास्तव में हम सार्थक रूप से मना पाएंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
नमस्कार, सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत। आज के इस गरिमामय मंच पर उपस्थित सभी मातृशक्ति को हम सभी की ओर से वंदन। आज एक अन्य अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस मनाया जा रहा है जिसका की फोकस है इंटरनेशनल डे फॉर विमेन फॉर पीस एंड डिसआर्मामेंट। भारतवर्ष वह संस्कृति रहा है जहां पर महाकाली की उपासना अनादिकाल से होती आ रही है और सभी देवताओं की शक्ति को प्राप्त कर महाकाली ने ही अनादिकाल से दुर्जन शक्तियों का संहार करके विश्व में नहीं समूचे कॉस्मोस में शांति और डिसआर्मामेंट का जो एक रूपक है जिससे शांति स्थापित हुई है उसको स्थापित किया है। We wanted to invoke the tattva of Mahakali because India has been a civilization where Matra Shakti has been at the frontier of it all. बात जब इक्वल राइट्स की होती है तो भारतवर्ष में हमेशा से सुपीरियर राइट्स की बात की जाती है, द सुपीरियर स्टेटस ऑफ स्त्री शक्ति. It was just another matter that we got colonized for a long period of time and somehow we missed that Indic paradigm of ours. And today we are really privileged at Rethink India that we have been joined in by such an illustrious galaxy of Stree Shakti of Bharatvarsh who have accepted to be honored and recognized in the name of one of the very stupendous Stree Shakti of Bharat. And as we can see on our screens that at Rethink India, we felt like defining the facets of Stree Shakti in a vivid fashion. We said that the serene, tenacious, reverberating, enchanting, and empowering empowering facets, that is what it constitutes the Stree Shakti. And then we went on further, we did our research and tried to bring about the feminine virtues and values which are not just limited to the gender discourse alone. There is a discourse which is coming across that these feminine virtues and values have to be endowed in the masculine leadership as well, because this is what it makes the entire discourse filled with affectionate reasoning. So stateswomanship, we call about statesmanship, so we just put a parenthesis over there that it has to be the stateswomanship. And today, a lot of women diplomats were to join in. We got a lot of inputs from across the globe. The High Commissioner of India in the erstwhile imperial capital of the world, London, they also called in, but then time and all those stuff, people could not join in. So Sushma Swaraj was one of the, I would say, the highest epitome of stateswomanship, taking the message of Bharat across the global frontiers. Valor, grit, purity, fidelity, simplicity, austerity, humility, affection, teaching, dignity, commitment, chastity, patriotism, sacrifice, courage, devotion, forgiveness, goodness, sincerity, compassion, and the list goes on and on and on. The feminine virtues, हमारे भारतवर्ष में जब दैवी संपदा की बात होती है, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता का जब हम पाठ करते हैं, so all the Daivi Sampadas have been are all feminine virtues. So this is what the superior status of womanhood, which has been there in the Sanatan Bharatiya Sanskriti. And even when Lord Shiva is invoked, he is called as Ardha Narishwar. So that is the whole paradigm of it all. We also, in this entire discourse, when we were clubbing it all together, we also said that contravening values and virtues, what we can. Yeah, I would request, yeah. So the spirituality replete with divine devotion and stateswomanship, and which is also smeared with arrogance, tinged anger and ruthlessness. Mahakali had to be ruthless and anger prone when she had to establish peace in the cosmos, toughness of courage and softness of compassion. So these are the complementary virtues which only the Stree Shakti can possess. Hard work and humility, austerity vis-a-vis astuteness, exercise of intellect and courage in professional world vis-a-vis sublimely forsaking talents for the greater benefits of raising family. And Sushma ji's Twitter timeline, that is one of the finest exposition of her life, that she keeps on talking about her kitchenette, and at the same time she was on call with her ambassadors, with her consuls across the globe, and handling the very complex frontier of geopolitics out there. And this very year, when the Ukraine conflict started off, and the Indian kids, 20,000 and all, they were all stuck up over there. People really remembered the motherly, I request the motherly care. People missed that, what Sushma ji provided. And people used to say that MEA was actually the motherly external affairs. It was with that motherly care she handled the India's diplomatic affairs for those long 5 years. Existence distilled in the depths of mind and heart, vis-a-vis flaunting the freedom of the ordinary. Balancing out of the rights and responsibilities in the context of variegated socio-professional roles. Now, this is so very important because Shakti, many people have the nuclear power, what various power people have, but उस शक्ति के सामर्थ्य का जो सदुपयोग है संवेदनशीलता के साथ और साहस के साथ, कई बार शक्ति होने के बावजूद हम साहस का परिचय नहीं दे पाते. We could not release our Shakti for the greater good of it all. But a mother, the Stree Shakti, that is what we call it, she has that samvedana and the sahas, devoid of the outcomes. She just goes on to unleash it all. So that is so very important. And handling conflicts, struggles, challenges, doubts with elegance and style, living life with truth, beauty, courage, and divinity. So this is what we felt from our limited confines of Rethink India, to commemorate, to celebrate, and to prostrate, to give our obeisances to the Stree Shakti. And we, in this entire effort, the idea has been the superior status of Stree Shakti. And today we are really privileged to have 7 luminary individuals in their own right, who have furthered the frontiers of Stree Shakti of Sanatan Bharat, and in an integral facet, because Bharatvarsh एक समग्रता की निशानी रहा है. हमारे यहाँ का जो चिंतन है, the entire thought has been integral in nature. Never ever the discourse has been the male versus female or vis-a-vis female. It has been an integral thought process out here. The integral feminism which the Stree Shakti has been furthering. 7 individuals, 4 institutions who really came out so very well in submitting their elaborate submissions, and each of their submissions, whether it's from Glendale Academy, Hyderabad, or Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir from Muscat, the kind of elaborate frontiers of Stree Shakti they have been furthering is truly phenomenal. So we further this entire commemoration in the name of one of the beloved or legendary leaders. More than a political personality, she was kind of a motherly personality just in our home. Another very ordinary personality, and that is what people got so much attached with Sushma Swarajji's name. And we are commemorating this very epochal day, very important day, when global conflicts are on the high. when people are saying that the world is probably on the verge of a third world war. So this is probably the very time when the Stree Shakti, and especially from Bharat, they will be playing a very, very key role in establishing global peace and lasting prosperity all over again. So first and the foremost, from this very prestigious platform, we would really like to commend and to congratulate Professor Shanti Shri Dhulipudi Pandit, Professor Pandit, for rising the ranks
to assume the top academic leadership at the prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University as its first feminine vice chancellor, presenting a unique promise and potential to usher a gender-sensitive, environmental, taking an integral view of the gender discourse native to Indian settings, furthering the Stree Shakti Index of Bharat.
भारतवर्ष में कहते हैं कि जवाहरलाल यूनिवर्सिटी से जो नैरेटिव सेट होता है वह भारत के बौद्धिक प्रवर्ग का नैरेटिव बनता है. एंड टुडे वी आर रियली फॉर्चुनेट to have a feminine and a feminine personality who is so very deeply anchored into the Indic paradigm of feminism. And from the feminine frontiers, the other narratives, they all accrue over there. So we really request Professor Shanti Shri Pandit to accept this token tribute from this august platform and invoke the forum as to how she sees furthering the academic narrative of Indic feminism, the integral feminism, which is so very much required for the furtherance of India into a Divya and Bhavya Bharat. Professor Shanti Shri Pandit.
Let me at the outset thank Rethink India for considering me for the award named after late Sushma Swaraj, who was a great parliamentarian and, as rightly said, to be a mesmerizing orator, both in English and Hindi. Perhaps the best phase of women's empowerment without the dynastic linkage. India unfortunately misses her today. And let me tell you that here in Jawaharlal Nehru University, we are looking into new Indic narratives. I for one, have always articulated that feminism is not a Western concept, but a concept very integral in the Indic civilization. You would have seen my article in today's Indian Express. I believe that there could not have been a greater feminist than Draupadi or Sita as the first single mother. I come from the south of the country. We have both Kannagi and Manimekalai. So I urge upon many students who are interested in the intellectual narratives of modern India to look into these figures, several of them. Each part of the country has great women. And I believe that all women who are there today that you're celebrating, they have to be 20 times better than a man to come to the same position. So I congratulate all other winners, and I hope that we together will carry on this intellectual exercise in constructing new narratives which have very deep civilizational linkages to the very idea of India. So once again, I thank the organizers for giving me this award, and I'm greatly humbled as it is named after one of the greatest women of modern India. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, madam, for really gracing this occasion. And we really hope that Jawaharlal Nehru University, one of the very preeminent central universities of the country, would be playing a lead role in, I would say, taking the baton and taking the bull by the horns, as they say, of the westernized colonial narratives and really unleash that very frontiers and fountainheads of Indic feminism, of which you are truly a great inspiration and mascot of. Thank you so much, ma'am. Before we move forward and felicitate the other recipients of Srimati Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman 2020, we would also like, on this very occasion, like to commemorate the role and contribution of another matriarch, an industrial matriarch of the grand legacies of the industrial house of Birlas, Dr. Sarla Birla. Dr. Sarla Birla has to her credit the foundation of 45 legendary institutions across the country. And we asked ourselves, when we are talking about the Stree Shakti, are we actually measuring it or not? Because anything which is measured, this this is something which can be propelled and furthered, and we could not get any better mascot than Dr. Sarla Birla herself. And we would really like to honor and felicitate the Banasthali Vidyapeeth. We threw up a challenge to the universities across the country that what is your Stree Shakti index? To what extent you are women led, and to what extent is the percentage of your staff members are women leaders? So Banasthali University, which is an ACE university housed in one of the lovely states, the Rangila, Rajasthan, they submitted their information, and we would be building around this Dr. Sarla Birla Stree Shakti Index across the universities going further and forward. So Banasthali University, out of a total staff strength of 854, 592 of them, which is around 69.32%, are feminine, and 52 of which are in a leadership role, starting with the Honorable Professor Ina Shastri, the Honorable Vice Chancellor. At this very juncture, we would also like to pay our humble obeisances and our deepest condolences to Professor Aditya Shastri, whom we lost to COVID just last year. But the kind of great institution what he built all through his life, his lifetime achievement, shows that close to 70% of the movers and shakers at Banasthali University are women. And this is what is the women-led development, what the Honorable Prime Minister is talking about. And under the illustrious name of Dr. Sarla Birla, we would be creating this index across the universities and the schools. It should be a kind of a reportage that what is the percentage of women which are in the leadership roles and which are in the overall staff. So because when we talk about numbers, maybe that helps us further and forward. So I would request Professor Ina Shastri ji to accept this token tribute in the name of Dr. Sarla Birla ji, and also invoke this Stree Shakti Forum 2022.
Thank you so much. I'm thankful to the Rethink India. And Dr. Sarla Birla Stree Shakti Samman 2022 is not just a program, but it's a platform to demonstrate women empowerment and strength. I feel honored and privileged to be receiving on behalf of Banasthali Vidyapeeth the immense contribution made by Honorable Sarla Birla ji require no introduction. That does not mold the character of a student and impart values in them is of no use. Her thought aligned perfectly with Banasthali ideology for over 8 decades. Banasthali has been nurturing women's leaders who can excel, mature, and be the leader of the contemporary times. Banasthali has given manifest to India in terms of leadership, from Meera Kumarji to Sumitra Singh ji, the first woman speaker. The list of long, very long, what our founders Pandit Hiralal Shastri ji and Padma Bhushan Srimati Ratan Shastri ji started with 5 girls in 1935, way back. It stands today as the world's largest fully residential women's university in the world. Over 15,000 students. Over our 5-fold education model has passed the test of time and is appreciated by eminent academicians, and its impression is all over our new education policy. The term extracurricular, as it's commonly used, does not exist in Banasthali, but those activities are important with our curriculum as co-curricular activities. It is more so important that Banasthali is receiving this award today, as on this date last year, the architect of modern Banasthali and our former Vice Chancellor departed for Heavenly Award. His singular and pioneering contribution in enriching Banasthali with ultra-modern infrastructure to upgrade departments to global standards and to making Banasthali achieve lawfully high in terms of national and international recognition and accreditations hold paramount significance and source of motivation for Banasthali. I would like to devote and dedicate this award to his far-sightedness and sharpness, simplicity, his attachment towards Vanasthali, and his hard work and lifelong dedication towards the cause of women education. I'm thankful to the Rethink India for giving this award to Vanasthali. Vanasthali Vidyapith is thankful to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, madam. And we at Rethink India had the great good fortune of having Professor Aditya Shastri to receive the maiden Srimati Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman, the institutional Samman for Banasthali University. We had the blessings of Professor Shastri, who participated in the commemoration ceremony in 2020. And he was ill, but he made time over there, and quite an inspirational figure. And the ace pitch, what Professor Shastri has said, you are really continuing that further and forward, as we can see from this metric. And we hope and believe that this declaratory aspect of women-led universities, women-led educational institutions, this metric, and in the name of yet another legendary personality of the country, it is taken up by others as well. So thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing this occasion and giving it your esteemed presence. Moving forward, we space moms, we have heard about a lot of women leadership in the frontiers of space, the movie Mission Mangal, and the 3 legendary women scientists who led that mission. It has been a lot of celebration out there, but then there are women scientists who are really furthering the frontiers of India's airborne systems. And out of the 12 frontier technologies which the world is looking forward, the technology of drones, the technology of miniaturization of airborne systems is quite on the forefront of it all. And thankfully, at the Defense Research Development Organization, the Center for Airborne Systems is led by none other than Dr. K. Rajalakshmi Menon, leading such a sensitive and highly futuristic technological department, taking the integral view of the entire project. The entire furtherance into the new age technologies is not an easy task. And as Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, she says that the Lean-In, her book Lean-In talks about that women are able to come up to a number 2 or number 3 position, but rising up, touching the number 1 position. And who better than Dr. Sulbhi, who has been leading these frontiers at Rethink India, that touching the number 1 position really requires that giant stride over there. And we are really so very thankful. And as Professor Pandit said in her inaugural address, that women reaching to the top slot is like they have to be 20 times better than their male counterparts. So that was Dr. Pandit's thing. So I will request Dr. Menon to accept this token tribute for her Lean-In, for her assuming this very great position and giving the direction, the futuristic direction to India's airborne systems and leading the Center for Airborne Systems at DRDO. Dr. Rajalakshmi Menon, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And namaste. At the outset, I would really like to thank Rethink India for instituting an award in the name of late Srimati Sushma Swaraj to recognize the contributions of women achievers, and for bestowing this award to me for assuming the directorship of Center for Airborne Systems, CABS, an extremely critical DRDO establishment, I should say. I'm grateful to Secretary DDR&D and Chairman DRDO, DGHR, Manjula ma'am, the then DG ECS, and Tessie Thomas ma'am, DG Aero, for having faith in me and entrusting the directorship of CABS. I'm honored to be the first woman director of CABS, and I'm enjoying every moment contributing to the success of various projects and programs of CABS, along with full cooperation of each and every member of CABS, the teams at headquarters or at various work centers and other agencies and services. DRDO is a unique organization full of opportunities to work in challenging state-of-the-art technologies and to do R&D and develop systems, boosting self-reliance in defense. Here we are involved from concept to delivery of complex system of systems, and that challenge is really unique as compared to various MNCs or IT firms, where the opportunities are available to work in specific verticals. Our goal is to induct systems into the tri-services, satisfying the Atmanirbhar Bharat logo, equipping the soldiers with indigenous enhanced capability systems to protect our borders or to fight the adversaries. We at Center for Airborne Systems design and develop airborne surveillance systems for the armed forces, and our flagship program has been the Indian Airborne Early Warning and Control System, the NETRA, a fully indigenous system of systems integrated on an executive jet platform. This system was inducted in 2017, and India became the 5th country in the world to have this capability. The happiness of each and every member of Team AWNC knew no bounds as the induction of the AWNC was declared. I've been fortunate to have had the opportunity to work in this AWNC program from conception to delivery, and the journey we traveled as Team AWNC was indeed a very memorable one. Our feat has nurtured many small-scale industries and have given them the opportunity to develop airborne systems, which is a challenge by itself, encouraging all the Indian industries. The success of AWNC program has given CAPS many more programs, and we are determined to develop the systems meeting the user requirements within the cost and time and rise up to the expectations of the nation. We have to consider this as a freedom struggle, freedom from import, and we firmly believe in design and make in India and export to the world. Being a woman, there are specific challenges, but I assure all scientists and technologists, no challenge is unsurmountable. We have to have a very good ecosystem at home and office, which will support in all our endeavors. Sacrifices have to be made in the bigger interest of the nation, and they are surely rewarding. Maybe sometimes later in life, but will surely be there for you. There is no substitute for hard work, and I fully believe that when we are professionals, gender does not matter, only the goal matters. So for women too, sky is the limit, and many have actually broken the glass ceiling in STEM from DRDO. Talking of ecosystem, I attribute my success to the support provided by my husband, my children, parents, sister, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, and all my colleagues and friends. At every stage, they all supported me and took up my role at office or at home or other, and leaving me free to continue dedicatedly with my work. And today I thank each one of them with extreme gratitude. I also express my gratitude to all my gurus, my seniors, my colleagues and team members for guiding me and supporting me to be able to demonstrate professional excellence in all the areas I have worked in. I'm grateful to DRDO for the opportunities provided and the learnings I had during my long 34 years of service. I'm very glad that the Stree Shakti Award is instituted in the name of Srimati Sushma Swaraj, and indeed is a befitting memorial for one of the most loved and admired politician, an epitome of true women empowerment, the youngest legislative member. I really admire her, and I'm glad that I have been awarded this in her name. I once again thank the organizers for bestowing this award, and with humility, I gladly accept the Srimati Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman 2022. And I also congratulate all my fellow awardees for their achievements. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thanks a lot, madam. And the moniker what she used is that it has to be another freedom struggle, freedom from imports, or when our mothers, they really take on any challenge, any task, कि आत्मनिर्भर होना ही है, so no power in the world can probably stop us and really becoming self-reliant, and probably we would be designing the likes of S400 systems in near future. So that's what the inspiration which Dr. Menon brings out here, and we are really fortunate that the igneous and the inspirational personality of Sushma Swaraj ma'am is really unfurling a kind of a movement. And as they say that women are flying high, like Gunjan Saxena ji, who faced such in the biopic what we all saw, the kind of challenges to break that glass ceiling, the proverbial glass ceiling. So women are really enabling the entire defense forces of our country to fly high and to keep them, I would say, the flag of the nation very, very high. So thanks a lot, ma'am, for being with us and gracing this occasion and accepting this token tribute from this forum. Moving forward, yet another illustrious and enigmatic personality leading one of the other futuristic frontiers of I would say any nation state per se, the entire frontier of fuels, the entire frontiers of energy. Dr. Madhu Bala.
Rising the ranks and assuming the directorship of futuristic DRDO establishment in Defense Institute of Bioenergy Research, thereby bolstering the Stree Shakti Index of
So we request Dr. Madhu Bala to accept this token tribute from this August forum and also invoke the forum. Dr. Madhu Bala, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. At the outset, I would like to convey my humble regards.
Can you switch on your
my
camera?
humble regards to the foundation for bestowing this Samman on myself. In fact, I am very, very appreciative.
But can we have a camera?
Yeah.
Somehow
Is
camera.
it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. I am highly appreciative of this foundation. In fact, it has been so wonderful thought that, I am a great admirer of Srimati Sushma Swaraj. And the moment I learned I have been considered for this, I was somehow so thrilled. She has been an inspiration throughout my, throughout my career or my life. Whenever I used to see her or listen to her, it was just fantastic. So much of originality, so much of thought process, so much of logic was there in her words, and that's what I used to, I used to imbibe from her. Even though we are from different streams, I am an R&D researcher, and she is from law. Today, it has been very, very wonderful to be associated with this foundation. I started my career with DRDO in 1988 as an entrant, Scientist B, and DRDO has been a wonderful organization which has given me this opportunity to rise up to the level of the directorship of a very, very critical organization which is dealing with the energy solutions. See, energy is a weapon which can be utilized against any defense, any of the war, during any of the wars. We are seeing about the Ukraine war. Now, in this case, it is the prime importance of DRDO's lab is to provide an alternate energy solution which is very native to defense and which makes us Atmanirbhar, which makes us have a less reliance on the energy import. It has been Prime Minister's vision to reduce the import of energy by 10% by 2022. And how can this happen? Only when we are empowered to have our own energy supplies in terms of fuel, in terms of electricity supplies, and many other fields. DRDO, DIBR, Defense Institute of Bioenergy Research, has been the first one to produce biofuels from the crops, conduct trials with the army vehicles at various difficult locations, in high altitude locations, in during the summer season, in the desert terrains, long-term trials as per the trial directives given by the army, and has succeeded. And army has been very, very appreciative. So we feel that it's one of the areas where we have empowered our defense services to utilize the utilize the energy, which can be where you can be partly independent from the import of the crude. Now, DRDO has been a wonderful organization providing R&D opportunities of every kind to all the researchers, be it a woman or a man. The researcher may have a gender, but research knows no gender. And it is the hard work that pays. It is the dedication that pays, as Dr. Rajalakshmi has said. The opportunities are enormous, and I'm grateful to my superiors within DRDO and also outside DRDO who have been promoting, who have been supporting me, and also giving me an opportunity to perform, rise, and also give directions to the team so that they have the future leads and future directions. Very many thanks once again to the foundation. And I would like to acknowledge the contributions of all my teachers, starting from my school, who entrusted the power to ask questions, the right questions, get into the R&D mode in the right direction, which is a directive research for the benefit of India. Many researches are being going on in this country, but we need to rethink and empower our youth as to conduct research which is very much meaningful to the Indian standards, to the Indian requirement, to the Indian scenario. So that's where that's the message which I would like to give to my youth. In this particular tenure, I have had the opportunity to interact right from the farmers to at the border areas, to that of army, to the soldiers, to ITBP, understanding their requirement and then providing solutions. So I would like to thank my family members, my teachers, and God Almighty, who has given me this strength to reach this level. Thank you very much. I accept this award with humility. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. The privilege and prestige is of the forum itself. And as Sushma ji said herself, and we quote her on July 11th, 2018, just a year before she departed for her heavenly abode, भगवान श्री कृष्ण के प्रति मेरा संपूर्ण समर्पण और अटूट विश्वास है, इसीलिए मैं न कभी विचलित होती हूँ न धीरज खोती हूँ. तो संपूर्ण समर्पण or atut vishwas, these are the two operative words which have been quite profoundly, we feel they are the fountainheads of the Stree Shakti. And because of these two, sampurn samarpan and atut vishwas, vichlit na hona or dheeraj na khona, this comes so very natural to the women-led researchers and all other leaders in their frontiers, because having too much of masculine I would say propensities, we lose vichlit hona or dheeraj khona becomes so very natural to the masculine gender perhaps. So I just wanted to bring in Sushma Swaraj, and we felt like bringing this quote on these very memorable citations, because this defines that these feminine virtues, these Stree Shakti bhushans, they have to be acquired by one and all, irrespective of the gender. As Dr. Madhubala said, that research knows no gender. And Bharatvarsh mein to, in fact, we come from the land of Braj, and Krishna ki baat ho rahi hai. To Radha aur Krishna ka jo rupak, hamare yahan jo the precept, the entire, which we see at the atomic level, the transposition from Radha to Krishna, Krishna to Radha. So it has been the integral compact which Bharatvarsh has seen, and perhaps modern research would go back to the traditional motives and bring about further frontiers on this. Thank you so much, ma'am. We move forward to felicitate yet another enigmatic personality for the very specific reason कि भारतवर्ष में गुरुकुलों की परंपरा तो अनादिकाल से चली आ रही है, पर अधुनातन मॉडर्न आज के आधुनिक भारत में गुरुकुल की परंपरा को जो थामे बैठा है, जो एक बॉडी है which is called as the Indian Public School Conference IPSC, जो कि लगभग 100 के करीब भारतवर्ष के आधुनिक गुरुकुलों का एक संगठन है, समूह है, और बहुत ही this is a matter of great pride and privilege that this body, which has around 100 odd modern gurukuls, modern boarding schools, as we can say, the leadership of it has been acquired. I am using this word acquired very responsibly by none other than Madam Nishi Mishra ji. She leads the entire IPSC for the next 2 years. This is our rotating chairpersonship which keeps on happening. And we really would like to congratulate her for her eminent role and the role of giving a motherly touch to the entire Gurukul Parampara of Bharatvarsh. जब एक मैं आख्यान अपने पुराणों से सुनाना चाहता हूँ, when even Shri Ram went So when Lord Ram with his brothers went to the Gurukul of Vashishthaji, it was all very dry, intellectual, I would say, learnings all across. And then Mata Arundhati came, and she invoked upon a principle that you have to bring in some art, music. You have to bring in some of the feminine aspects to these young Rajkumars. It was a predominantly boys Gurukula that time. So in that role of Mata Arundhati, I would say that Madam Nishi Mishra would be bringing about some of the motherly touch to the host of boarding school movement in the country. I request Madam Nishi Mishra to accept this token tribute from this August Forum and address as well. Madam Nishi Mishra, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I thank Rethink India for recognizing the work of women through this prestigious Srimati Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman. I am most honored to be among this cohort of most worthy women. They say women hold up half the sky.
Can we have camera, please? We are not able to see you.
My camera is on.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please go ahead. Yeah.
Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, ma'am, we are able to hear you. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. I have my video on as well.
Ma'am, it's just got off again. Can you just switch it on again, ma'am? I think it just, yes, now it's on.
It's on?
Again,
okay. I just switched it off.
Yeah, it got off again, ma'am.
Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we can see you.
Okay. Okay. So as I was saying that women, they say hold up half the sky, but they also bring up the entire world. However, this power is often considered to be a woman's greatest weakness. So at my school, Sindhya Kanya Vidyalaya, which is an all-girls residential school, my students and my colleagues are faithfully committed to the cause of underprivileged women. And this we do under the Sustainable Development Goal of Life on Earth. We have fought and we have won many wars against the atrocities that the underprivileged women have to undergo. And so we set up a mission to start working with underprivileged women so that we could work on the dignity that women must enjoy, especially with regard to menstrual health. We found that in a poor family also, there is a poverty line. There is a family poverty line. The scarce resources that are available with the family are first allocated to the men, then either to the eldest or to the youngest. And finally, if there is something left, then it comes to a woman. Under such circumstances where there is no food to eat, there is no question of buying hygiene products. We've thought of this gap because if we try to do anything else for the woman, those resources which we would try and give to them would also be taken away by the rest of the family. We therefore identified something which was a burning need in a woman, and it could be used only by a woman and could not be taken away by somebody else, and that was a sanitary napkin. So we set up a sanitary napkin manufacturing unit in our school, and we had students running this machine and providing sanitary napkins to the women of the Jarga village, which is about 25 kilometers from our school. We began giving these napkins free of cost to the women till we had weaned them off the unhygienic alternatives that they were using. After a year, we found that we had achieved our mission, and now we wanted to do something even more. Then my commerce students began to think of a business plan which we could roll out in the village itself, and we set up that machine, the whole unit in the village, set up an SHG with the women, and now they run the machines, they produce the napkins, we help them by marketing the product, and the women have not only earned dignity, they have also earned a livelihood. This is a small initiative that we have taken from our side, being women, understanding how every woman is, in the words of Maya Angelou, a phenomenal woman. So this award is dedicated to all the phenomenal women worldwide. And my heartfelt thanks to Rethink India and my uh, Samman to Srimati Sushma Swaraj, whose memory propels us to take our mission forward, and she still leads us from the front. As I take this opportunity and this award, I thank my school, my governing body, my teachers, and most of all, my girl students who are the future of women in India. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Madam. And what we can see from Madam Mishra's initiative, that women are leading the Atmanirbharta of Bharatvarsh from advanced airborne systems to sanitary pads. And Sindhya Kanya Vidyalaya also has the memories of Rajmata Vijay Raje Sindhya, one of the another leading mascots of, I would say, India's public space. So we are really honored enough that the Indian Public School Conference is now led by such an enigmatic personality. And this entire rounded perspective, what Madam has seen, that they did not talk only about a problem, but they went ahead and started solving it and setting up a plan to manufacture something, is something really on the forefront of entrepreneurship. And उद्यमिता जो है, उद्योग है, उसकी जो भावना आपने प्रस्तुत की है, वह बहुत ही सम्मानजनक है. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for gracing this occasion and accepting this token tribute. Moving forward, we have, there is a lot of talk about women leading a lot of institutions, a lot of frontiers over there, but breaking the glass ceilings. And we have Madam Sangeeta Kane, who has broken a glass ceiling on a different frontier per se. She has assumed the principalship of an essentially boys boarding school, mothering those naughty boys, as we are all known as, and probably the only women principal heading or taking such a big challenge out there. So we would really like to honor her for this.
For accomplishing the distinction of being the principal of an entirely boys' residential school, empowering the principle of motherly nurturing amidst the boarding school movement of India.
So we request Madam Sangeeta Kane to accept this token tribute and address the forum as well.
Thank you so much. Namaskar. I first begin by thanking Rethink India for having thought of me for this award. The very prestigious Srimati Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman. The name itself spells complete woman empowerment and a woman of substance, a woman who broke all the glass ceilings that there were to be broken. And also to be given this award and to have been thought of on the same platform as Professor Pandit, as Dr. Menon, as Dr. Madhubala, and of course, Nishi ma'am. That in itself is a big honor for me. When it comes to leading an all-boys boarding school, I think Vellum Boys, the Board of Governors, and more specifically the chairman, Mr. Darshan Singh, needs accolades for having actually thought of bringing women to lead an all-boys boarding school. Because when women lead relatively an organization that is relatively male-dominated, it is somewhere a subtle message to all the young minds, young male minds, who are looking at women in power, women who are leading from the front, and they realize that gender should never be a bar to lead an organization. Leading an organization has to come based on your competence and not on your gender. In addition, it is also the training of the young male mind to accept with respect that women will be leading them at various stages in their lives. And also
to train them to start expecting it as they move out of the school. They are here being led by a lady principal. When they move out into their workplaces, there are going to be women bosses. There are going to be wives who are going to be working outside their homes. The burden of running a home cannot be on the shoulders of women alone, and that is what they're going to learn. They're going to also learn that everything that happens at home has to be a collaborative effort of the male and the female. I have always believed that I am neither better nor worse. I'm an equal. And that is what I want all my boys to believe. If you're better because you're more competent than me, not because you're a male. And if I'm not as good, then I am not as good, not because I'm a woman, but because probably I'm not as competent. So the competence, the leadership abilities can never depend on gender. And that is what my boys are always told. In addition to that, it is my hope, my belief, my endeavor that every time a boy leaves the gates of Vellum Boys School, he goes out to make the world a more sympathetic, sensitive, empathetic place for the women of the world to live in. Because if every boy goes with that mindset, I'm sure we will be able to make the world a much better place for women to live in. And taking off from where Nishi ma'am left, yes, it is important to talk about menstrual hygiene in a girls' school, but that is a conversation we have in our school. That is a conversation I have with my boys. We in our school have started a program of making sanitary pads. Boys do it, and we are supplying it to the slums around the school. They have to know the problems that women face. They have to know what women go through for them to be able to appreciate and understand what our lives are like. So thank you so much once again. To be on the same platform as women who are on this platform in itself is an honor for me. Thank you so much, Rethink India, and I'm truly honored. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. And your task is really exponentially intractable. I would rather say that instilling the feminine virtues in the masculine gender. So that you are doing it so very beautifully well. And that is what the Pradhan Mantri invoked from the ramparts of the Red Fort in one of his early Swatantrata Divas speeches. And in this 75th year of independence, this reassurance coming from Madam Sangeeta Kain, where she is talking about that it is not about gender alone, it is about competence. And I would request Dr. Surbhi to speak on this frontier as to how she broke the glass ceiling, fighting and competing with the boys and topping her medical entrance examinations, and then taking the frontiers further and forward. And we at Rethink India, we really give her the ace position because of her competence and not her gender. She happens to be the president out here at Rethink India Institute. So Dr. Surbhi, a few words, yeah.
My pronouns to all the illustrious women leaders who have, lived the journey of, breaking the glass ceiling or going the extra mile. And I, in my small little journey where, at the age of 17, when I saw the rank 1 All India in the pre-medical test, it was quite a struggle, but then it all came from, the feeling that excellence has to go right to the top, and, excellence has to be there all the way. Whether you're a girl or a boy, it doesn't matter. And I thank my parents, and today, leading the narrative of Rethink India, I feel that women should be taking the challenge all the way, and boys respecting women, respecting girls, respecting the feminine power. That's a great attribute, and salutations to Madam Sangeeta Kain and all the women leaders out here, especially Madam Sangeeta Kain, the way you have instilled those values in the boys, And I think Matra Shakti, Nari Shakti ko jab hum samman karte hain, to wo samaj viksit hota hai. As very well said in the mantra, we say yatra nariyas ramante tatra devata. So where women are worshipped, that society is progressive. where women are respected and given a chance to excel and
And at this
progress.
very moment, I would like to invoke my own personal mother. I can see in Madam Sangeeta Ken a tinge of my own mother, who chiseled both we brothers to do the household chores, that you have to become somehow half of the house husbands when you grow up. So this is really great initiative at Welham's Boys School, that the household domestic chores and sensitization to the gender discourse is being instilled in the boys, that it is not all about gender. It is not going to be gender alone in times to come. You have to have respect, competence in whatever gender it comes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
That's ideally the model of Ardhanarishwar, where both complement each other. So the respect and the status has to be there.
So thanks a lot, ma'am Sangeeta. Again, it's quite a very unique proposition. And as madam herself said, that her board of management should be really congratulated for daring this step, taking this step out, like the DGDRDO and all, who really gave the reins of running the futuristic frontiers, the twin futuristic labs in their whole spectrum to women leaders. And we can see the kind of progress which has been made in such few years. Thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing this forum. Moving forward, we would now come to some of the institutional nominations. We felt that individual accomplishments are fine, but then as Swami Vivekananda said, that feeling at heart, practical way out, but the insurmountable will to pursue a particular mandate needs an institutional will. And when institutions are created, when institutions bring in themselves policies and practices and programs, then it goes on for generations together. So we would like to congratulate the Glendale Academy, Hyderabad,
led by Madam Anjum Babu Khan, based on their elaborate submission pertaining to the comprehensive spectrum of Stree Shakti at Glendale.
So we had a very, very elaborate submission form, which all the institutional nominees had to fill in, and all these contravening values, all the commentaries around each of these values, how these values are instilled by the institution by way of practices, programs, policies. So all these nominations would be in the public domain on rethinkindia.org/history. If you are really interested to go deeper as to how to re-engineer your institution for a women-led ecosystem, the kind of institutional policies they are making, we request Madam Anjum Babu Khan and the other representatives from Glendale Academy to receive this token tribute and also tell us more about the frontiers of Stree Shakti, the spectrum of Stree Shakti, which is professed, practiced at their institution.
I think they've not made it.
Seems like we have missed them. Moving forward, we would like to felicitate yet another women-led institution having a lot of progressive practices, Mahatma Gandhi International School, Ahmedabad,
spearheaded by Madam Meenakshi Ganeriwala, based on their elaborate submission pertaining to the comprehensive spectrum of Stree Shakti at MGIS. Ma'am had joined in, I think.
Yeah.
She was not keeping too well, so she said to be
So we congratulate them for taking up this task of creating a kind of a progressive Stree Shakti spectrum out there. The other school, the offshores from the land of Gulf, Middle East, Muscat, Indian School, Al-Wadi, Al-Kabir.
Championed by Madam Asha Mohan and Shri D.N. Rao, based on their elaborate submission pertaining to the comprehensive spectrum of Stree Shakti at Indian School, Al-Wadi, Al-Kabir.
So we request
Madam Asha Mohan or to address the gathering.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. At the outset, it's a kudos to the Rethink India team for their vision and innovative ideas that are inclusive, forward-thinking, and highly motivating. It is indeed an honor and privilege to receive this prestigious award, the Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman. We, these 3 fours of ISWK, take this opportunity to thank Rethink India for conferring this Samman on us, and we accept this Samman with complete humility. We also take this opportunity to congratulate all the other awardees present in this august platform. When we at the Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir received the invite to participate in the Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman, it was our principal, Mr. D.N. Rao, who encouraged us to go ahead. And here we are today, bagging the prestigious Samman. The ISWK family is indeed elated, for truly it has reiterated and substantiated everything we stand for in promoting, encouraging, and driving the Stree Shakti of the school to reach the pinnacle of success, and thus influencing each student in our care and the community at large. The ethos of the ISWK community has manifested in its attitudes and aspirations, promotes and encourages the female section of the society in its leading roles as effective teachers whose engrossed efforts reverberates in the corridors of the school. The top heads in our institution are mostly women. And today, I have with me here the effervescent Mrs. Shilpa Pavani, the dynamic Stree Shakti from our school management committee, a lady with a magnetic personality whom we follow not for her designation, but because she's a woman who believes and appreciates the staff's potentials. And also with me here today is the astute Mrs. Shashikala Prabhat, our vice principal for the KG and the primary wing, who is our guiding star angel, a woman in the forefront of creating women-empowered workplace. Thank you, ma'ams, for joining this event. We are dominated with 16 hours, right from being a member of the school management committee to the girl prefects and head council members in the senior and primary school level, who have taken up conspicuous and challenging roles and have always excelled in their tasks. The achievements made are all the more precious by the fact that in most cases, success has been achieved in the face of adversity and difficulties, and with the strength of courage, intuitiveness, and determination. And the drive which keeps us going further is that our institution recognizes, applauds, and appreciates such success stories so that such women become role models for the generation next and also for all the Indian women. To empower the women workforce, our institution has always walked that extra mile in recognizing their efficiencies and competencies and focused on training modules that lend confidence in our teachers to keep up the challenges of contemporary teaching learning. Not only that, being in the Sultanate of Oman, our school has included in its fold service work opportunities for the local Omani women as well. It has proactively trained, mentored, and guided them to recognize their skills and abilities, thus building in them the confidence that never was theirs in the past. Our school is working on women empowerment projects to be implemented and incorporated in the future as well, which will help to give a voice to those who are otherwise unheard. And we dedicate this award to the entire Stree Shakti force of ISWK, from the teachers to the girls of the school. Thank you once again, Team Rethink India, for conferring this award on us. It's truly a commendable venture to compliment, glorify, and respect the rise of a woman of Indian origin. Wishing Team Rethink India good luck for all their future endeavors. I would like to conclude with a quote by C.D. Anderson. Feminism isn't about making women stronger. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Madam Asha Mohan. We would really like if the other Stree Shakti from ISWK would like to just come on the camera and speak for a moment. We would really like to cherish and commemorate their contributions for leading the women-led, I would say, educational ecosystem, which is even instilling the Stree Shakti of Bharatvarsh in the Sultanate of Oman, which is quite, I would say, privilege, which is quite a matter of pride. So maybe you can come in one-on-one and speak for a moment or so.
Yeah, thank you so much, for giving us the opportunity to speak. I'm Shilpa Bhavani here. I represent the school managing committee. It fills me with immense pride to know that, when we get this award, it's like as if, you mentioned all the criteria, and it feels very proud that we as an institution have ticked all the boxes in the true sense of what it is. And I'm very proud of the honor that is being received by our school. It goes to each and every member of our school, be it a male or a female, because all of us support diversity, gender equality, and I guess they believe in the strength of their women leaders. So thank you so much for awarding us with this. And it's really with a deep sense of gratitude we accept this. And Mrs. Asha Mohan has very beautifully explained. I have no more words to add to what she said. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And on the Honorable Vice Principal, if she may also like to come in.
Thank you for this unique opportunity for us to express ourselves, though our representative has expressed on behalf of the school. And as Shilpa ma'am said, it is such an elating and joyous moment for us to accept this award. And truly, today being the occasion of the Women's Day for Peace and Disarmament and celebrating education and diplomacy, today the 24th, we couldn't have been more elated. And being on this platform, sharing the platform with such eminent women force, the Stree Shakti, motivates us even further to contribute not only towards the women force, but like we say, the boys in our school are also encouraged to respect women force, because really there is nothing that we cannot do or we cannot achieve. So all of us here at ISWK work unitedly towards achieving the best that we can, looking forward to building a community that can be strong and can be humane. And we do really stress on the humane factor, because ultimately that is what counts. So thanking Rethink India for this unique opportunity, and to all our panelists who are here who have received the award, it's a heartiest congratulations. And to Rethink India and to all our school fraternity that are here, wishing you all the very best for future successes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and for all you participating so very heartily in this commemoration. We have 3 more enigmatic personalities to be honored from this August platform. So and at the last of it all, we have a very, very special personality who is an institution in herself. The entire battery, the entire legendary, I would say, honor roll call, which we have been seeing, they have the whole power of an institution behind them to accomplish their great achievements and their mission and vision. But then at the last, we would introduce you to a very, very enigmatic personality who is an institution by herself. So I will just open up that mysticism later on, but we would now also like to felicitate the Bal Bharati Public School, Pitampura, Delhi.
Championed by Madam Meenu Goswami, based on their elaborate submission pertaining to the comprehensive spectrum of Stree Shakti at Bal Bharati Public School, Pitampura, Delhi.
So,
do we have someone from Bal Bharati here to represent the school? Kajal ma'am?
Okay, so moving forward, we have Dr. Rita Hashia, Honorable Principal, Brilliance Convent School, Delhi. She also took on the challenge. We called it as the Stree Shakti challenge and gave to a host of our Stree Shakti that where do you fit in? So there was a lot of demand over there. So we created an individual framework. And what a phenomenal submission we have received from Dr. Rita Hashia. And let's hear her out about her very personal championship and advocacy of the entire spectrum of Stree Shakti. We are really fortunate and we are really privileged to honor her with this coveted Srimati Sushma Swaraj Stree Shakti Samman 2022. Dr. Rita Hashia, ma'am. Okay, so I think there might be they had joined in earlier. So last but not least, enigmatic personality about her, I was talking about none other than Madam Asha Sharma, the founder of, she can be seen across the hill territory of Nainital, singularly championing the cause of feminine health issues ranging from breast cancer to cervical cancer. She's a single man organization, single women organization, I would say. Sorry for that. And seems like that the entire Shakti Peeth of Nainital, the entire reigning deity of Mata Naina Devi has gone into her. That with that kind of force, with that kind of commitment, with that kind of charm, she's really serving this entire ecosystem out here selflessly, just out of her, I would say, a sense of service, devotion. And that's where Rethink India felt like cheerleading her contributions, cheerleading her works, which is really helping out phenomenally in these underserved hills out there. We request Madam Asha Sharma to accept this token tribute from this August forum and also invoke this forum, address this forum out here. Ma'am.
First of all, I want to say good evening or namaste to all the well-learned personalities जिनके बीच में मुझे आज आपने खड़ा किया. Thank you so much, organizing team Rethink India. मुझे नहीं लगता कि मैं आप सब इतने प्रिंसिपल्स और उन सबके बीच में एक नॉर्मल सी, मैं अपने आप को एक साधारण सी माँ बोलती हूँ और माँ यहाँ पे आके खड़ी होती है. एंड आपने जो ये मुझे इसके लिए कंसिडर किया अवार्ड के लिए, तो ये अवार्ड के लिए थैंक यू सो मच. और ये मैं सभी उन माओं को देना चाहूंगी जिनके साथ खड़े होके मैं काम करती हूँ. आप बहुत छोटी सी चीज आपने, मैडम निशी मैम ने भी और वेलम से मैम संगीता ने भी बताया कि जो पैड्स के ऊपर और फीमेल हाइजीन के ऊपर काम चल रहा है, उनके यहाँ बहुत अच्छी बात है. उन्हीं से मैंने इनफैक्ट सबसे पहले मैंने निशी मैडम का भी प्रोजेक्ट मैंने देखा, उन्होंने मुझे समझाया था. एंड थैंक यू सो मच निशी मैम. बट मैंने इसके ऊपर जब काम करना शुरू किया, फीमेल हाइजीन एंड ब्रेस्ट कैंसर एंड सर्वाइकल कैंसर के ऊपर स्पेसिफिकली मेरा स्ट्रेस रहता है. आशा फाउंडेशन मैंने अपनी रजिस्टर की, उसके यहाँ पे जब मैं चली तो मैंने सिटीज को छोड़ के और नैनीताल के सराउंडिंग में, पहाड़ों में, जो इंटीरियर में, अगर आप सबसे मैं बताना चाहूंगी कि हम सब बात करते हैं अपने आसपास की, अगर आप इंटीरियर में देखेंगे, किसी भी स्टेट में देखेंगे, बिकॉज नाउ ऑन 15-16 ईयर्स से नैनीताल से अटैच्ड हूँ, तो मैं नैनीताल के बारे में, उत्तराखंड के बारे में बात करना चाहूंगी. वहाँ फीमेल्स की जो कंडीशन है वो इतनी पैथेटिक है कि शायद आप देख के खुद भी ये सोचेंगे कि किस हाल में ये जीवन जी रहे हैं. जब मैंने बहुत करीब से देखा तो उनको जाके उनके लिए पैड्स भी प्रोवाइड कराना तो बहुत दूर की बात है, वो शायद एक कपड़ा भी यूज करने की हालत में नहीं होते हैं. बहुत ही पैथेटिक कंडीशन है उनकी. तो मैंने कुछ उसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा काम किया और सोचा, तो मैंने उन्हीं की जो सिचुएशन थी उनको थोड़ा अच्छे मॉडिफाइड उसमें ले जाके, और विलेजेस में जाती हूँ, इंटीरियर मैंने विलेजेस अडॉप्ट किए हुए हैं ऑलरेडी, शायद आप लोगों ने देखा होगा. और इस कोविड टाइम के अंदर मैंने स्पेसिफिकली एक, अगर विमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बात आती है तो मैं आपको बताती हूँ, मैंने इस कोविड टाइम में ऑलमोस्ट 300 पेंटिंग्स बनाई, उनको मैंने दिल्ली में एग्जिबिट किया, उससे मैंने अर्न किया. जो एक विमेन एम्पावरमेंट, एक आम औरत को मैं दिखाना चाहती थी, ऑल्दो मैं वेल टू डू फैमिली से हूँ, बट फिर भी कि मैं किसी को प्रमोट कर पाऊं और मुझसे शायद कोई मोटिवेट होकर इस काम को कर पाए, उससे मैंने रीयूजेबल पैड्स बनवाए. नॉट ऑन दैट पैड्स, मैंने नैनीताल में, आई कैन प्राउडली से, ऐसा नहीं कहना चाहिए बट मैं इसका क्रेडिट ले सकती हूँ कि मैंने सराउंडिंग, नैनीताल के सराउंडिंग में इन ऑल द गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स वेंडिंग मशीन्स लगाई हैं सब जगह. बट उसके बाद लगा कि इनसे पॉल्यूशन, जो एनवायरनमेंट को जो हार्म हो रहा है, हिल्स में पैड्स को हम फेंकते हैं, लड़कियों को, गांव की लड़कियां स्पेसिफिकली हिच कर रही थी, उनसे बात किया कि हम पैड यूज नहीं करेंगे, तो उनके लिए वहाँ स्कूल में इंसिनेटर लगवाए कि इन पैड्स को आप यहीं बंद कर दीजिए. जो एजुकेटेड यूनिवर्सिटी में जाती हूँ, कॉलेजेस में बच्चियों को मैंने कर्ज पे प्रमोट किया, बट विलेज में जाके उनके लिए पैड्स देना, इससे नॉट, उन्होंने बिल्कुल एक्सेप्ट करने से मना कर देते हैं वो. तो उनके लिए रीयूजेबल पैड्स बनवा के, जिनको वो हाइजीन मेंटेन करके, वो एक पैड की जो लाइफ है वो 3 to 5 years की कंपनी सेड, बट खुद से बनवाए हैं मैंने उनको. तो वो लेडीज इतना हैप्पीली उसको एक्सेप्ट किया है. एंड यू वोंट बिलीव इवन कि उनके पास पैंटीज भी नहीं होती हैं, वो कैसे यूज करें. हमें लगता है कि हमने गांव में जाके पैड्स दे दिए हैं और वो यूज कर रहे हैं, अगर आप प्रैक्टिकली देखेंगे तो वो कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे. तो उनके लिए पैंटीज के साथ में और सब कुछ उनको बता के जब करा जा रहा है, तो वो लेडीज इतनी खुश होकर उसको एक्सेप्ट करके, मुझे अच्छा लगता है कि उनके कॉल्स आते हैं, बताती है कि हमें ये प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, हमें ये यूरिनरी प्रॉब्लम है या इसका, तो मैं डॉक्टर्स के पास लेके जाती हूँ, बताती हूँ उनको. दूसरा, ब्रेस्ट कैंसर जो इतना ज्यादा फैल रहा है आजकल की, उसको रोकना तो उसका मेरे पास एसेस तो मैं डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ, बट फिर भी इन सब चीजों के लिए मैं उनको सेल्फ एग्जामिन करना बताना, फीमेल्स बता रही हैं उसको, देख रही हैं गांव में जाके लेडीज, इवन मेल्स को ज्यादा प्रमोट कर रही हूँ कि कम से कम एटलीस्ट वो फीमेल को घर से निकाले डॉक्टर तक लेके जाए। तो मैं गाँव में जाके, विलेज में जाके ग्राम प्रधान से रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ कि प्लीज आप अपने मेल और फीमेल सबको लेके आए। और मैं सबसे बात करना चाहूंगी, बिकॉज जो हेजिटेशन होती है एक फीमेल्स के अंदर विलेजेस में, वो डॉक्टर के पास नहीं जा रही अपनी चेकअप कराने के लिए, तो एटलीस्ट एक हस्बैंड नोज एवरीथिंग अबाउट द फीमेल्स बॉडी। अगर फीमेल कहती है, वाइफ कहती है कि मुझे यहाँ प्रॉब्लम है, तो एटलीस्ट ही शुड गो एंड टॉक टू डॉक्टर कि प्लीज ये इसको प्रॉब्लम है, इसको वो देखे। इन सब चीज के साथ में ये तो मेरा चल ही रहा था, और अलोंग विद आई एम डूइंग द वर्क ऑन द पैलिएटिव केयर। मोस्ट ऑफ यू नो अबाउट दैट पैलिएटिव केयर। मुझे इस कोविड टाइम में जितने भी लास्ट स्टेज जो कैंसर, स्पेसिफिकली इन द कैंसर, पैलिएटिव तो हर किसी को जरूरत होती है, नॉट इन द कैंसर बट इन द कैंसर मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम डॉक्टर ऑल्सो सेड कि एक टाइम पे जब मेडिकल साइंस भी, डॉक्टर सुरभि यू शुड नो, अच्छे से जानती हैं आपकी, एक स्टेज पे डॉक्टर भी कह देते कि नहीं अब भगवान मालिक आप ले जाइए। एट दैट स्टेज सपोज दोज दे वर द लोअर जो कैटेगरी में जो आते हैं, जो बेचारे नीचे लोग हैं, उनके लिए बड़ा मुश्किल होता है कि हॉस्पिटल में उसको एडमिट करना है, एंड सपोज दे नो कि ये 4 महीने 6 महीने जीने वाला है। एट दैट कंडीशन उस फैमिली और वो जो पेशेंट है वो हर पल मरता है। देन फॉर दैट आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग द होम केयर। और मैं इस पूरे टाइम में उनके घर, इस कोविड टाइम में भी शायद नैनीताल में इतने कैंसर पेशेंट्स हैं जिनके डोर टू डोर में जाती थी, उनकी जो भी सपोर्ट कर पाती। And this is that you said कि that is one women army. Obviously this is a one women army, but अभी धीरे धीरे इसमें इतनी women इसमें ऐड हो रही हैं, और नारी शक्ति चाहे तो कुछ भी कर सकती है, that you know very well. But about this, मैं सबसे पहले तो इसके अंदर मैं थैंक्स, जो मुझे इसमें नारी शक्ति को ऊपर लाने के लिए जो सबसे ज्यादा सपोर्ट मुझे रही, ऑब्वियसली मैं 2 बेटों की माँ भी हूँ, और हस्बैंड का मुझे, इन तीनों का जो मेल्स की सपोर्ट से मैं आगे आ पाई, उन्होंने बहुत मोटिवेट किया। एंड एज ए मदर मैं सोसाइटी में निकलती हूँ, और एक माँ के रोल में ही मैं ये काम कर पाती हूँ, बिकॉज जो मुझे मिला है मैं वो देने की कोशिश करती हूँ सोसाइटी को। सो आई वांट टू थैंक टू रीथिंक इंडिया एंड स्पेसिफिकली मिस्टर राघव एंड डॉक्टर सुरभि, तो इस मुझे समझा, एंड थैंक्स टू गॉड एंड माय हस्बैंड अनिल शर्मा, जो इतनी सपोर्ट, जो ब्लाइंड मतलब मुझे फुल सपोर्ट रहती है अनकंडीशनल की नहीं, यू कैन गो एंड डू वट एवर यू वांट। सोसाइटी को एक मैसेज दे पा रही हूँ, सोसाइटी से मुझे बहुत प्यार, बहुत सम्मान मिला है, जो आज आप लोगों के इतनी लर्नेड पर्सनालिटी के बीच में मुझे आपने बिठा के ये सम्मान दिया है, उसके लिए मैं तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ। थैंक यू सो मच।
We can see the passion behind the stupendous performance out here. With this we come to the Vishram. हमारे यहाँ कथा विश्राम लेती है, समाप्त नहीं होती है. And this entire narrative of Stree Shakti, of bolstering the spectrum of Stree Shakti, would continue unabated. We would now just request to whosoever is present, all the awardees out here, if they can open up their cameras. So a ceremonial group photograph, we can take a screenshot out here with all of you, if you can just come in. And any closing words, because this is now an open house, a cheerleading of each one of you, because at the end of the day, it has to become a mutual admiration club. जैसे birds का एक formulation होता है, the one who is leading, they give the forward propulsion to the ones who are following them. So somewhere or the other, this is what the Stree Shakti helping, supporting the other Stree Shakti to come further and forward. And I would say all of you who are leading such male-dominated institutions, they know it well, that how we have to create those formulations of eminence, of success, of taking the Stree Shakti further and forward. And if anyone would just like to come in, some comments over there, and I would invite Dr. Surbhi, who is the key inspiration behind this entire focus on Stree Shakti under the aegis of Rethink India, I would say give the vote of thanks, and whatever she wants to speak out, I would invite her. And with this, we will come to the conclusion of today's ceremony.
Once again, heartiest salutations to all the women who have performed and who have led life, who have lived their values. And you know, excellence is not just a one-point attribute. It is to be lived all their life. Values are to be lived all their life. When we are serving, I think this is it's a great moment to celebrate. And I must say that behind every man, successful man, there is a woman. So as Asha ma'am has very rightfully said, behind every successful woman also there is a man. And there are so many, contributions of the men folk. And I think this is a moment when we must, with humility, we must acknowledge and, remember and value the contributions of our family members, of the husband, of the children. And the woman is a mother, as Madam Sangeeta Ken, leading the Wellams boarding school, or Madam Nishi Mishra, and the defense, we have Dr. K. Rajalakshmi Menon and Madam Dr. Madhuwala. How, the women scientist is so very nurturing the ecosystem, taking care of such details, meticulously going into each and every aspect, looking after all the scientific as well as the soft issues. I think that is what makes great women lead. And this is a great moment to remember Srimati Sushma Swaraj ji. I had a good opportunity to speak to her daughter also, Bansuri Swaraj, who is taking the, her legacy forward, and how she has from her kitchenette to the Ministry of External Affairs, to the leading and representing India across globally, how she has led it all. So with
we have Dr. Hashia also with us, if we can. We missed her.
Yeah, Madam Rita Hashia, we missed you, ma'am.
If you would like to just come in and
please do join us.
Or if anyone else who was a part of this commemoration, they want to comment and they want to pay some of their tributes, maybe Samriddhi Tiwari ji, who are not the awardees, but we want to give this forum to all of you, whosoever wants to come in quickly and speak for a moment. You're most welcome. Okay, we have got Madam Zahra Khalid from Glendale Academy. So please, ma'am, you are most welcome to speak and talk about the spectrum of Stree Shakti at Glendale Academy. Madam Zahra Khalid.
So good evening.
Yeah.
Hello. So I have joined on behalf of our director, Anjum Babu Khan, and because she couldn't join the event, so I'm here. And I work as an assistant in the research and development department. Previously, I had actually joined as an intern, but as soon as I started working, I got promoted as the assistant in research and development department. So I think this in itself is an example of how we have the leadership that is practiced at our school, not just in terms of gender, but also in terms of giving the platform to young women. Because I was pursuing my undergraduation, I'm still pursuing my undergraduation, and despite that fact, I was given the platform, I was given the skills to work in such a large department with the group of schools that we have. And Anjum ma'am takes it as her personal aspiration to hone the skills of each and every faculty member that we have. So I'm associated with the admin department. However, we have our zone proximal that is discussed, where we talk about what we want to learn, what we want to work on, our skills that we want to develop. For the teachers, we have the teachers toolbox, which focuses on the empowerment of teachers, how they can work towards being a more holistic human being. We have the whole person approach that is extended not just to the faculty, teaching, administrative, but also to the parents, where they talk about what they've done that has enriched their spiritual spiritual skills, their mental, visual, auditory skills that has made them more grateful. And we have the higher leadership that we have in our school, 75%. Earlier, it was 75% of it was handled by females, but now we are 100%. The top leadership is handled by all the women. We have our assistant director, Miss Meenu. We have our principal, Miss Swapnali, and all of them are such dynamic ladies, and it's such the culture is so inspiring. We we give a lot of chance to younger women to learn, to cultivate their skills, to work on their competency, and we actively work towards making sure it's a safe environment. It's because we have this open door policy that is practiced in our office, where you can approach the higher authority or the senior leadership at any point of time. It's an open door. It's open for anyone. They can approach directly and they can talk about whatever they want to, discuss. So I think these are the little ways in which Glendale is making a difference in work culture for women. And yes, that is it. So I'm really glad, and I'm really thankful to Anjum ma'am for creating such a culture at Glendale.
Thank you so much. And we can really observe in the evidence that Madam Anjum Babu Khan has sent one of our very junior persons to represent the institution at such a very important platform. It is this furtherance and promotion of the Stree Shakti which is probably required to build up those compacts where, as Zahira ji said herself, that the entire top leadership at Glendale Academy is all women-led, like that ceremonial Air India flight, which was having an all-women crew, which flew the largest, I would say, distance in the air, transatlantic, the longest flight with an all-women crew.
Led by Captain Zoya Agarwal.
Yes. So with this, we come to the close of this very lovely celebration, this, I would say, tributes to the Stree Shakti of Bharat. And we had such a, I would say, illustrious galaxy of luminaries who blessed this occasion. And in the spirit of Srimati Sushma Swaraj ji, they are furthering their works, and we hope that this contagion of excellence, this contagion, this positive contagion of Stree Shakti should spread, and the entire discourse, which has been the superior status of Stree Shakti, should keep on inspiring us. We are all mothered largely, we boys, so it has to be a predominantly a women-led Bharat, क्योंकि भारत माता की जब हम बात करते हैं, so in Bharatvarsh, it has always been, the epitome has been always of the mother. And this has been the beauty of it all. And we also invite all the institutions to join in. Dr. Sarla Birla Stree Shakti Index, we would be circulating that spreadsheet, which was filled in so very beautifully by Vanasthali Vidyapeeth, who felt like getting recognized by another matriarch. So once we start acknowledging and empowering the other women leaders, this is how this contagion would spread out. Because if we can talk about that, okay, at Vanasthali Vidyapeeth, the ratio is 79%. At Glendale Academy, the top leadership, it is at 100%. So if all the institutions start notifying it across, so that deficiency factor would come in place. And last but not least, the passion, the personal passion, which like Madam Asha Sharma has displayed, I think a single person institution, I think that is the journey which we all look forward, which we all aspire for. Thanks a lot for being with us for this 1 hour, 15 minutes of your extremely valuable time and commemorate this Stree Shakti out there. We would be closing this ceremony now, and thanks for being with us. We would continue these efforts under the aegis of Rethink India further and forward. Bahut bahut dhanyawad. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you so much. It was indeed a pleasure to be listening to all these remarkable women talk about their achievements. And thank you for giving us this platform to meet everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Shilpa ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
Thank
can
you so
close
much.
with a hip hip hooray and a 3 cheers to all our women folk here and the Stree Shakti. So it's a hip hip hooray, and thank you, Rethink India, once again.
Thank you.